Welcome to Nothing is LB South Texas Golf Podcast, episode 127. All right, guys, I'm going to have our boy, Mr. Swag himself, Mike Ostman, on the show tonight. We're going to be talking about and speaking on the rise and fall of our local golf courses here in San Antonio and the greater San Antonio area. But before we kick things off here, I got a word from my presenting sponsor right here. FOREBROS Tour, never golf alone again. If you don't have a home, FOREBROS Tour has a home for you. All right, we got some great events coming up here. We got the President's Day out at beautiful Kissing Tree. We just came off of our one-man scramble out at beautiful Fort Sam La Loma Golf Course. Make sure you hit us up on UG, that's Unknown Golf, or Facebook, FOREBROS Tour, never golf alone again. Also, I really want to thank my gold sponsor and FOREBROS Tour member, Brad Ishins with Metal Stacks. Metal Stacks is a precious metals collectors club and has the lowest pricing for gold and silver rounds bars online. Make sure you hit up Brad Ishins. I'm going to speak a little bit more about Metal Stacks, Brad Ishins, and its independent precious metal collectors club. Make sure you hit up my boy Brad at 210-274-5894 for more info. That is Brad with Metal Stacks. A great dude, will not do you wrong. All right, guys, let's go ahead and bring our boy in, Mike, Mr. Swag himself, Ostman. How we doing tonight, brother?
Good. What's going on, brother?
Bro, I miss you, man.
I know. I've been out traveling the world. I just got back from Orlando. We're down there on a golf trip for about a week. It was fun, and now I just feel like I'm way too old for that. My body needs like 2 weeks to recover. So
okay, so tell me, all right. So how many days were you out there, and how many rounds?
So I flew in on a Sunday afternoon. We golfed Monday through Friday, and we did 2 rounds on Thursday. So we did six rounds in 5 days.
Shit, dude, you ain't hoping no more, dude. You can't. Your body can't do that, dude.
Honestly, my back didn't even feel that bad. I was surprised, but I mean, just alcohol every day, all night. I mean, it was rough. 43 makes me. I felt like I was 60 out there. but I mean, there was people on that trip that was 72 every day, just out there every day, just golfing, still whooping our ass. I was like, damn.
All right. Okay. So, all right. So, how did you get yourself mentally and physically prepared for a golf trip like that? Because I'm going to tell you, when it comes to some things like that, I can be a little bitch, dude. Like I know you were riding my ass in the black and gray. Like you were over there on the last hole. You were giving me shit, putting shit in my mind. Right. And that was just 3 rounds in 2 days. And like I was hurting, dude. I was mentally and physically exhausted.
Well, man, what even made it worse is like I had never even met any of these guys I was on this trip with. So it was just a random spur of the moment golf trip I found on Facebook, and they had a few spots, and I was just like, screw it, I'll go. So when I got there, I didn't know anyone.
You invited me. You're over here inviting me. You're inviting me on this golf trip. So you got this from the freaking market pages and on Facebook Market, and randomly, hey, looking for golfers, and you were inviting me. And you didn't know anything.
I mean, hey, they had a couple spots left too, but no, it was great. So like, beforehand, you got to give them your handicap and everything. And I think mine was at like a 6.7 or something. And then we go out there, and the first day, I mean, it was beautiful weather all week. It was like 75 to 80, but it was like 15-mile-an-hour winds constantly all day, gusting up to maybe 20, 25. First day, I think I shot a 91, and I was just like, well, after that, I was like, well, whatever we shoot. So, we got out there, but it was good. It was like a Ryder Cup. We had teams of 10 men on each team. We all stayed at the same house right there on the resort, and it was a great group of guys, and every day it was a different thing. So sort of Ryder Cup style. We played skins and all that stuff. But yeah, mentally after that first day when I shot 90 or 91, I was just like, well, whatever. I'm just gonna go out there and get drunk, and
you're just here for a good time.
I'm just here for a good time. Exactly. It was great, which was great too, because the weather here in San Antonio that week was horrible.
Oh no, it was horrible. Yeah, you picked a great time to go to Florida right there. All right. So, just in case if anybody's wondering, right here, I got my Blessed Sacrament long sleeve on. Right there, my boy Jordan Calendar right there. Big shout out to Coach Andy and the championship team. Bro, okay. So that's why we're having the show normally Wednesdays. That's why we're having the show. That's why we had it last week on Tuesday. This week it's tonight on Thursday. In regards to my playoff schedule, and thank God my basketball season's over. And I think if I want to get rehired again, I think it's looking good. You know, we won the championship last night. We came back down from 15 points down at halftime. Cinderella story, you know, came back. There was some potential, you know, King Gossel's there at the end. One of the coaches was really mad at me. You know me. I mean, I can get under people's skin.
You
You
fight
know?
with your words.
Oh gosh, you know, I'm not. I'm a mental midget, you know, and it's just y'all ugly, y'all ugly. It's the camera, right, Mike? It's the camera
Yeah.
right here, and Mikey Smalls right there. That wallet ain't small.
It is right now. I need to get back on the court.
So it was great, and that's why we're having the show on Thursday. And because basketball season's over and I'm off, dude. Like today, I got to go see my daughter's softball game. I was out of school by 3:30. It felt weird. Tomorrow's my range day. You know, I got like 2 weeks off until well, I'm really not coaching in the spring, so like I'm loose right now. Like today, everyone was like, "Hey, coach, how was today?" And I just we are the champions. We're playing all day on the intercom, and so it was great. It was a great day just to kind of, you know, revel in my championship and just telling all the guys all day, "Hey, what's up, champ? What's up, champ?" And so, you know, gonna throw another banner up there, man. I guess I have like 20 banners with my name on it. And I guess just, you know, it's kind of like a dog marking their territory. You know, I'm here.
Statue of you in the gymnasium.
It's a very small statue. It's not very, very wide.
Yeah.
There you go, right there. Jordan, move it to Thursdays. I have to teach Tuesday nights. Well, it's Wednesday nights, Jordan. It's Wednesday, but again, the playoffs right there. All right, Mike, let's get right into it. Okay, so right now, this is not an ideal time for golfers here in San Antonio with the grass being dormant and just kind of on the tail end of our like our winter, like this cold season right here. And are you ready? I mean, you just came back from Florida. Are you ready to see some of that green grass here in San Antonio?
Yeah, I've been hearing some stories around town, and some courses are still great. I know you guys just played. I think when I was gone, you played La Cantera, which I heard was still in immaculate shape. You know, as expected.
Man,
They're, you know, Hyatt. They're the quarry. Quarry's closed, I think, right now, but they're always going to be, you know, tip top level.
Quarry's closed right now. It's
I think
closed.
aren't they doing their renovations already? They're
I don't know.
doing the greens.
I don't know if they're quite doing their renovations yet. That's a good question. I need to
Actually, I think they're
check.
supposed to start in the end of February, maybe. So they might still be open.
Yeah, I think they're still open right now. And and you tell me, Mike. I mean, you're a member at several different locations, several different courses. Would you say that Quarry membership is maybe one of the best memberships to be, as in regards to it's a discount program? I mean, it's not like a members program, but it's kind of like a discount program. And I think for Quarry, because it's over the past several years, man, that course has shot up in price.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, honestly, for bang for the buck, if you're a member, I think the membership card this last year went up to $5.99, and to renew it, I think was $3.99. But with that, you get discounted rates through the whole week, not just on the weekdays or whatever. But you also get it for your whole foursome. So unlike, you know, at La Cantera, I think they have a 2-player card where you can get discounted rate for you and one person. At the Quarry, you can get it for your whole tee time, and it's like I think during the week it's like $49 to play, maybe after 1 o'clock when it's twilight, it's like $39. I mean, you just can't beat that at the Quarry. I mean, besides in the summer months when it's hot on that back nine right there, you know, that's the best looking nine in Texas, I think.
Would you rather play when it's hot or when it's colder?
That's a good question. I don't
because
know. I'm more of a fair weather golfer.
We'll see. Well, the reason I say that is because, you know, I say Texas high school football coach. I belong to Texas High School Football Coaches Association, and we coach like in 100 and something degree heat. So I always tell my kids this. I said, look, guys, if I can play golf in 110 degree weather, I can freaking coach in 110 degree weather.
Yeah.
And so, like, and I think you said it right there, fair weather golfer. So I think it's like there ain't any weather out there that we haven't seen or we haven't feared, right? Or we haven't tried to play through, right? And so I think the thing is that I look at it as being, if it's hot, I can deal with it. I could always try to, hey, drink some more drinks, drink some cooler drinks. It's just I have trouble when I have to try to swing with, with all these garments on and all these layers on right there. Right here, I got my dog Sergio right here, Sergio Avendano right there, rodeo golf tourney, February 13th at
Oh
Quarry,
yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
and that's always a great tournament. The Rodeo Association, the Stock Show Rodeo Association, right there. They always put on a great event. I mean, there's always some good drinks out there, always good food, always a good time, always a great goodie bag. And my dog right here, Oakberry Golf Apparel, Mark Villagoma's cold weather golf fashion is elite. Well, see, this is a guy that, this is a guy that likes the Melbourne or Malbon, whatever, like the golf, right? Like he likes all the big baggy stuff. He's starting to wear all these cargo pants with all these pockets. He likes the zippers. He likes the buttons, and I'm not a fan of that stuff.
Dude, I will say,
wear.
like, I have a closet full of polos and everything, but I have another closet that's just full of like quarter zips, like golf for winter weather. Like, and we have maybe a couple months that you're wearing that normally, and Angela's always like, "What are you doing buying more stuff?" And I'm just like, "But I like it. I don't know. I just can't help it. When I find a deal on a quarter zip, I just gotta buy it."
Right. I think so. And I just think I think the thing is too, especially for me being a coach, is like I rock quarter zips all the time. And so it's like I can just throw like a just kind of a jacked up t-shirt underneath. And hey, as long as the quarter zips out on top, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I think we're straight.
Yep.
And
Yeah.
I see
Once you have to start wearing your gloves in the morning and having hand warmers and everything, I'm like, I was just telling that we were golfing at Fair Oaks, me and Tony Torres and a couple guy, and I was like, it was raining. Nobody was out there. There was a delay, and I was like, at what point in life are we gonna say, we're gonna stop doing this, getting up early to go sit in the rain and golf all day? I was like, we don't have to do this anymore.
there you go. Right here. Mark Villagomez. I can still put the PGA Tour drip in play. I go both ways. Ooh, you go both ways. I like that.
I played with him. He does. He does.
Hey guys, all right. Nothing is OB on this show. All right, right there. You heard it first from my boy Mike Ostman right there. All right, right here. I got Jordan right here. Mike, how is Fair Oaks? Fair Oaks is man.
Oh, it's always great.
It's always in great shape. You got Live Oak, and then you got Blackjack. I think. Which is your favorite out of those two courses out there?
Man, honestly, I love the Live Oak course. It's more of a traditional type of course.
I think it's a little more scenic too.
A little bit. I think it's just there's huge terrain elevations on that course. But normally when I go out there, we always play the Blackjack course, which I mean is great too. They just redid the greens on Blackjack this last year, so they're a little, you kind of got to play the ball, land it on the green a little short because it's going to roll out a little bit. But I mean, they're always good, and those greens out there, they're super fast all the time, and you get up there and there'll be sand on the greens and they're still fast. It's just whoever they got working out there, they're awesome at what they do.
Oh yeah, my insurance agent is a member out there, and so a lot of times I know he plays every Friday. And so if I'm lucky enough to kind of make the cut, I'll go out there with him, and he's like, "All right, just hey, settle up in the pro shop and I'll meet you out there." And I'm like, "Nah, bro, like if you're inviting me, no, I'm gonna meet you out on the tee box. Like, no, you got me."
Yeah, and I think they just opened up. They used to only have like members could have guests out there on Thursdays, but now it's on Wednesdays and Thursdays. And I think the guest rate is $65 only. I mean, you can't beat it. If you know a member out there, that's great.
Yeah, it's not too bad, but either way, I'm still not paying that rate. Hey, my State Farm agent, Hyman Luna, he's the number one in the state.
Member number 287.
There I always put the chicken salad sandwich on his account right there. All right. All right. So as we get into some of the courses that are maybe not in the best shape right now, I know we're all waiting for this greening to come around. Now, a few of the usual suspects out there, and today I saw you commented on it today. One course that it had not been been taken care of, the past couple of years, but I think in the last year or two recently, it had been Mission del Lago. I think that course has really come along, and I think with Riverside being closed down, I think it was able to get a lot more light shed on it, right? With one of the South Side's courses being being occupied, being closed down. And so it was really good to kind of get more people who haven't played Mission, who don't play Mission, to get out there. I saw in one of your comments today out there on SA Golfers that and you're not just the only one, that a lot of people say that it's probably got one of the best layouts here in the city. And you hear some pure golfers say that. I hear you say that. I hear Casey Carnes say that. I hear a lot of guys who are like pure golf purists really say that in regards to the layout at Mission. I've never really been one to feel about that layout being one of the best in the city. And I look at it because it's always kind of kicked my ass, right? Because I think at times it can really, it's got some teeth. It can really stretch it out. You especially when you playing, I think it's on hole 11. If you're playing that par 5, which way you take? Are you going to spray a drive right? Are you going to try to run it up the side? Are you going to try to run it up the cart path? And I think, but I do think you're right in regards to that is one of the layouts that it has so much potential to have really teeth and really challenge a golfer.
Yeah, I mean, I remember when I first got to San Antonio 2017, the course wasn't in the greatest shape. And I went out there the first few times and I was just like, man, I love playing this course. It's just the level of, quality of play just wasn't that great just because it wasn't in the best shape. And now that it's coming back and everything, I'm just like, it could be really good. Like I said, they do and I don't know how they pick what they're going to do the city championship course at every year and how it gets to be Cedar Creek. And granted, Cedar Creek is tough. It is definitely tough.
It used to be
about it.
It used to be really well taken care of. Used to be.
Yeah, but I mean, and I don't know if it's just the drainage there or the lack of whatever there, but I mean, you get penalized, you hit it down the fairway, and next thing you know, your ball's in the red stakes, and it's just like it's kind of like a clown course. I think you gotta aim over here for it to be down the middle and things like that. But I think with Cedar being closed, it'll be interesting to see where they have the city champion this year. But I mean, I think that would be an excellent place. It's like you said, you can stretch that course out. I think it's 7,200 yards from the tip. And when
I don't want to see a course stretched out 7,200 yards for my ass.
Outside of the city, it gets windy over there too. And when that wind is against you and those par 5s and everything, man, it's tough. So
I agree. Yeah. Right here, we got Jordan right here. I hope they figure out the mosquitoes for the summer. Greens are nice out there. Everybody always says it. They call it Mosquito del Lago out there, right? And I think that's the thing. They have like those huge ass cans of off, right? It's like those economy size cans of off. And I think that's something that as there's been more developing, less swamps, a lot more kind of that native area, those native parts are no longer there anymore with, the subdivisions going on, right. And the build and homes being built. I think there's less and less in that. And so I think it's been approved. Shout out to the girl that lives on the left at the par 3 with the bomb ass lemonade for sale. It comes in clutch, right? It comes in clutch, and you're like, "Hey, can you be out here more hours, right? Can you improve your hours out there?"
Yeah.
Now, I
think there and man, before the Republic closed down, those two layouts were just awesome.
Man, the Republic killed me, dude, with the slopes. There was so many freaking slopes out there, and that's unfortunate, right? Like, when we talk about some of the fall of some of these courses right here, courses that are no longer here. We got Southside Gems, Pecan Valley. You have the Republic. A Foresight property. Who, man, you think if they just waited 3 to 6 months, they hit some of that COVID boom, right? They closed down right when everything was shutting down. I remember I tried to go buy some FootJoy shirts over there, and I'm like, there were those long ass FootJoy shirts that, hey, like, I mean, they might fit you perfect. But me, the collar's huge. It's butterfly collar. The freaking sleeves are right there, and I think they just missed out. I mean, that would have been great because that course would have still been here today. It would have been part of that COVID boom in regards to golf. No longer around here. We have Wood Lake, and I had the opportunity to play Wood Lake. I think it's last week it was open. They had a little trailer park that was the freaking clubhouse. They had no carts. You could just see all the potential it had, from being an old school Valero Open golf course, and hosting the Texas Open out there. What's another course that that closed down. Let's see. So we have Wood Lake is no longer there.
Pecan, uh, Pecan
Pecan.
Valley.
I think those are it, right? I think those are it. Those are
Yeah,
the
at
ones.
least since I've been here since 2017.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, that we're always, we always hear the rumors, we always hear the whispers in regards to the Palmer. There we go, Mike
Oh yeah,
Aiello,
the
the Palmer,
Palmer. Yeah,
that one really sucks, and that one really hurts. There we go, Jordan, my dog, Northcliffe, right there. Yes, how could I forget Northcliffe? And so we talk about the Palmer. You can always see it when you play La Cantera, and it hurts and it's
yeah.
painful to see. You see the dead grass, you see that area, and you know what? And you want to talk about clown courses? I think that course
Oh
was,
yeah,
I think
yeah,
that was a clown course too, but that everybody loved to freaking play, right?
yeah. I play with some buddies who love to play La Cantera, but they always want to play the resort because the other one they just like all these blind tee shots and they never do. And I'm just like, they're like it's a clown course. I'm like, yeah, but it's a fun clown course. I was like, come on.
There you go. Wood Lake Hidden Gem, $2 green fee. It was $13 with golf now. Hey,
Oh
and it was
man.
carts included. That was carts included. Sure,
Speaking
we
of
had to.
courses with no carts, though, have you played? Have you got to play Riverside yet?
I
Since
I
it
have
opened back
not.
up?
I have not been out there. Like I said, I've been kind of, overwhelmed with basketball, and now that I'm gonna have some time to go out there, I can't wait to go out. A lot of people have been complaining about it, so
Yeah, I
I
heard
can't
some
wait.
mixed reviews.
I can't wait to go out there for myself to kind of see what it's about. I'm I'm um I'm skeptical about having the same course architect, the one that redid almost for having that guy
Yeah.
redo Riverside. I'm very skeptical in that regards because a lot of times almost that's one of the courses we don't play snakes. We don't play
Oh
three
yeah.
putt snakes out there because of those greens, right? Because of the undulations, the punch bowl greens. And I'm really curious. I'm curious to see, and there has been a lot of mixed reviews. You got your Alamo City Golf Trail enthusiasts, lovers, they can do no wrong. The big bad wolf cannot do anything wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great, it's amazing. And then you have people who keep shit real and we're like, look, it is
Not
what it
ready.
is.
It's
Yeah.
not ready.
And but I give them a lot of credit, right? I give Andrew Peterson and the Alamo City Golf Trail Management for going for with cart, going with walking only for 90 to 120 days because
Yeah.
I have been in that town hall meeting and seen all the traffic that a city course or Alamo City Golf Trail Management course is ran through, and it is the best deal in town, and it's amazing. And so I can't wait for there to be carts. I can't wait to check out the improved. Well, it's not even. I don't even think it's a new clubhouse. It's not a new clubhouse. I know
No,
they.
it's just redesigned. I saw the video they posted the other day,
I
and I was
knew.
like,
I knew they. A little birdie told me that they ran into some funding issues, and I
mm.
knew that much, right?
Yeah, because they still don't have a kitchen there or a bar or anything, do
Yeah,
they?
and
Yeah, it's just
but I think the biggest thing, my biggest beef there was the restrooms. I couldn't.
yeah.
If I can't drop a deuce in there, then
I know,
we
but
got issues.
dude, I was sweating trying to get out of there. I was so tight. I'm like, bro, I know I'm a big dude, but like, come on now. I
Right
think
here.
those toilets were like a foot lower than they needed to be too. They're like your size.
Right here, Jordan. Mike Ostman, did you ever play the old Lackland course by Security
Oh
Hill?
no, I never got to play that one.
Oh, so there was an old Lackland course before the one that they have currently, or what? I guess is that what Jordan's saying? Jordan, is
Yeah, I
that what
think
you're
so.
saying?
Yeah, I'll have to ask Robert about that. I think wasn't there a course on? Oh, is that the one on Kelly? No, I don't think so. I think there was a course on Kelly
Before
Air.
Gateway, okay, before Gateway. Well,
Ah,
okay, and so that I have you on, man. You know what? Because once I posted this Kelly Air Force Base, there we go, there we go,
oh yeah,
Kelly
yeah,
Air
yeah,
Force Base.
yeah, yeah.
Once I posted, that we're going to be talking about some of the rise and fall of some of the golf courses here in town. I had some people side text me today, and I'm worried about some of these military courses, because there's not a lot of officers that golf anymore. These, from what I heard today, that it used to be a big requirement for like some of these officers, like a lot of these off-duty guys, it was kind of like pushed for the off-duty guys to get out there to play at least maybe 3 or 4 times a week and
Yeah.
to be out there to be active. Money's not allotted as much as it used to be. They want their funding to come from here and there as opposed to it being, a good amount, a good chunk was being budgeted.
Yeah, and I
And
think and I and I think, a lot of it has to do I think the golf courses fall under the flight chief or the assistant flight chief, and they're in a transition right now where the one that they had where they kind of got Loma and Salado back into, the shape that it is now and got some money, and he just moved to Germany, and they're like in transition right now. But a lot of it is like, the people that are in charge on the Air Force side, do you have the right people that are gonna, you know, market it? It's like you said, a lot of people don't even know you can play it. And it's like if you don't get it out there, like before COVID happened, like man, I remember they used to have an intramurals thing on Wednesdays, and there would be 20 or 25 teams out there every Wednesday, 5 men on a team. It was just it'd be packed. There'd be rounds in the morning on the weekends and rounds in the afternoon on the weekend, just packed. And something with COVID, and then after that, you get different people in there in charge, and it's tough because yeah, I can see it too. A lot of that stuff doesn't make the money and bring in the money that it used to. So we'll see.
well,
Hopefully nothing happens. Hopefully nothing happens with them.
right here. Okay, we got Sergio Avendano right there, my dog, right here from PGA Hope here in San Antonio, Texas.
That's
Military used to have a lot more people. Numbers are much lower, and that's true. And that's one thing I know you could tell me, Mike, as well. Because you're a member out there as well, and the membership used to be higher. You might have been able to, the membership used to be higher, and it is lower now.
well. I think they did just raise it a couple years ago, but they're not raising it again this year. But it is true. There's like JBSA, at least Fort Sam Houston. A lot of the units aren't really there anymore. There's training units. People that are coming for training, but a lot of those other units have moved into government civilians or contractors that are now doing that part that units used to have. So I'm not too sure about on Randolph and Lackland, but Lackland, I mean, it's a training base too. So you don't have that huge influx of soldiers that are coming in every summer or whatever. So
Yeah,
it's kind of just they get a lot of their money and their membership from the members or the annual greens fee holders, the retirees and everything that are out there.
and and they ain't growing.
They're
Like
not. Yeah, exactly.
those guys ain't growing. And so I commend Robert and Brandon out there at Fort Sam for opening it up, to groups and associations, to get some of that funding out there. Right here. Um, Needs to be 150 degrees for Bermuda to grass. Once we sprayed once, and we'll spray in a week or so. Pre-emergent is what most golf courses are spraying to try to weather the fluctuation and weathering patterns: freeze, cold, and raining. Most course are dormy, doing their best to keep the grassroots healthy. And I agree. It's tough because I'm gonna tell you, we played Hyatt 2 weeks ago, and man, those fairways were beat to shit. I mean, they really were. My boy out there, Ken Buckler out there, he recently took over, and man, they did. They looked worn down. They looked really worn down. We played a while back ago. We played a golf club of Texas, and man, that their greens look worn down. Their yeah, shout out to Zeke right there, our dog Zeke out there at Golf Club of Texas, and you know what, the vibes, that course, everything says be there, right? It's a place to be.
Yep.
It's it,
Got a great layout too.
yeah, it is a great layout, man. And it does, and it kind of pains me because that was my first place where I could honestly say that was my home course. And I think Bo LaHue, the GM, the owner, I mean, all hats he's wearing right now. I think I think we've all known that he's put a lot of money into the front of the place, the bar area, the
The nightlife.
range,
Yeah.
the nightlife. Yes, uh and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, he is a food and beverage guy, that is his wheelhouse.
Yep.
But I think everybody's just waiting to see that money go back into that course.
Yeah,
Go
and
back into that course.
I'm sure it is. I think it's just about. I mean, it's tough for me when I go out there because it's always not in the shape that I've seen it in. Because I used to hold the like if you wanted to get your teaching card or whatever with PGA, you used to do
Yeah, the PATs, yeah.
PATs would have they held them right there. I don't think they've done it the past couple years, but I think a lot of it. I mean, if they just got those cart paths fixed, because like it just seems like wherever you go off on the cart path, there's like mud and everything that gets into the fairways, and it's just things like that. It could be a lot better, but I don't know. That course is like it's a heartache for me because it has the potential, and I mean, man, it's just right there by Briggs Ranch too. It could be mini Briggs if you did it right.
And it was made to be that.
Yeah.
When they had it, when Briggs was made, it was made, as a cheaper, a smaller version, an old school Lee Trevino signature course. That's when I started playing out there. And Sergio right there is like they host so many tournaments. It is tournament central because you know what, Bo will not be outdone. Hey, he'll throw a barbecue, he'll throw a barbecue sandwich deal, a burger deal. I mean, he won't be undone. You know what I mean? He won't be beat out there. And it is, it is tournament central. It does have the great vibes. They're great people. Like the people are awesome at Golf Club of Texas. Sergio, this is not an indictment on any of the people out there. We just know that we've seen this course in a certain shape. And I love Zoysia, man. I love Zoysia. You always hear people talk shit about it, talk trash about it, it's quirky, whatever. No, man, I love the Zoysia greens. Like, it is kind of funky, but you know what? I do love the type of greens and the type of roll that it does have out there. And I can't wait. They did start working on the cart path. I know they did start working out it on one. I know they're taking it hole by hole, and I can't wait. I think, like you stated, once that they're able to fix those cart paths, I think it's going to help because a lot of times, you know what, you don't want to drive on the cart path. So where are you driving? You're riding on the fairway. Yeah. And I think when we're out there, Brad, being a former super is like, this course needs some oxygen. This grass needs some oxygen. It needs to get punched. It needs some oxygen. And I'm like, let's get some freaking oxygen to that course. We want that GCT to be back to the way it was.
Yeah, definitely. I that's another one that layout is great. It's just, can it get back to the shape that it was? And I'm sure it will. Hopefully, I hope so.
I hope so too. But it doesn't help when you don't have a super out there. I don't know how it's going to automatically,
you can have the best management in the world if you want, but if you ain't got a good intelligent superintendent out there that's doing the stuff and knows the stuff that needs to be done when it needs to be done, I mean, you're just out there trying and hoping.
There you go. Brad Eichen's right there, my dog. Compacted big time. And he said, hey, he said, man, that grass needs air. That grass needs oxygen.
Well, and that's another thing that comes back to that. They host tournaments all the time. Half those tournaments are fundraisers. The people that are out there don't really know about, etiquette and things like that and what to do and what not to do. So it's not going to get any better unless, it's roped off or you cut down on that traffic.
I so agree right there. And in regards to that, I'm going to take you off here real quick so I could do a read right here from my man, Brad. Now, right here at this time, you know what? There is a lot of fundraising going on. There's a lot of tournaments going on. And you know what? Why? Because money is tight out there. Well, this is where my boy Brad Eichens comes in with Metal Stacks. Make sure you hit up my boy Brad at 210-274-5894, or you can visit his website at www.msbrad.com for more info, or hit his up on his Facebook page. He offers 3 different options. 1, you can purchase silver and gold at retail. 2, you can join the club and purchase precious metals at either wholesale or at cost. Or 3, you can join Brad's team where you can earn free silver, unlimited retail commissions, and bonuses up to $16,000 per week. I trust Brad. If I trust Brad, you definitely should too. Please text Nothing is OB to Brad to learn more. That is Brad Eichens with Metal Stacks, Precious Metals Collectors Club. All right. Back with my boy, Mike Ostman right here. All right, Mike. And also, I think one of the other courses that has kind of been like, I'm not going to say public enemy number 1, but it's been out there and people are waiting is Willow Springs.
Yeah.
And you know what? And you know what? Okay, so being from Corpus Christi, looking at San Antonio, when I started this podcast in 2018, I started this podcast to really kind of prove that San Antonio is very capable of being a city for destination golf, right? To come and stay and play here. We got the Riverwalk, we got, TPC, we have it all. We have all these courses. We have these beautiful layouts, Canyon Springs, Quarry. I mean, man, Alisation, we have it all, right? Uh, and I think that's one thing that, as growing up here in town, Willow Springs has always been one of those courses that was always kept in great, like it was always kept in great shape.
Mhm.
But in the last several years, it's been disheartening because you know what? It's been one of the courses that has been like the whipping child, the whipping boy. It's been, criticized for rock hard fairways, bare fairways, runoffs. And I think the thing is that, again, this is another old school Texas Valero Open golf
Yeah.
course right here, and people are not happy because this course has still been in shit shape for a good while.
Yeah, it's the last year was pretty rough on him. And honestly, I think since once Ken left Alsatian or Golf Club of Texas and went over there to Willow for a little bit, and then before he left, it's just kind of been in shambles. And I don't know. I know that I believe Willow's the next one after Cedar that's going to get fixed. So next year probably. But we went out there a couple of weeks ago, and it was rough, and it sucks too because that's another one of those. For a guy who's around a mid handicapper, low mid handicapper, Willow is a great course because it's kind of open. You could hit if you miss the fairway to the right one way or the left, you can still make birdie or stuff like that. It's one of those, courses that is enjoyable to play because you don't get penalized too much, and to just see it kind of go down. So, and what is crazy is, they put in that whole pond and everything on number 2 with the fountains and everything. It was great. They're putting money into it and everything, but to have the greens get the way they were and way they still are is just it's disheartening, man. It sucks. I hate it. Every time somebody wants to play it, I'm just like, let me ask on San Antonio golfers what people think the shape is because you just never know, and it's normally pretty bad.
And then you know what, people think you're just being a smartass on there. You're like, okay, what is this guy trying to start up? What is it?
Yeah,
I always like to just throw the little police emoji on there because you know what, you're gonna have
yeah. I
right
mean,
there.
look, that is a perfect forum for anyone, a golfer in San Antonio, to figure out how the course conditions are before you go spend $50-$60 somewhere. And if
And
you can't be honest about the conditions and then lie or whatever, saying, oh, it's great, and then you're just causing people to not enjoy their time, be frustrated with things, and then the review is going to be even worse if you just say up front, this is what's kind of going on, okay, well, maybe I'll check somewhere else. So I don't know.
but Mike, I hate that we're at this point though. I hate we're at this point that we have to do our homework. People's like, do your homework. Oh, well, why do you go to a shitty course, or why do you go there and expecting it to be good? And I'm just like come on, man, like whatever happened to where you made it tea time, you plan on the course being in decent shape when you got there, not having to do your homework or do your research just to find
Yeah,
out that if the course is in just decent shape, you
yeah,
know and I
it's
think and I think the thing is too, a lot of times, uh, our beef at times with the Alamo City Golf Trail is that sometimes, you know what, we like to go back to certain courses that the customer service,
yeah,
in years past. I mean, hey, it's closed down right now. Cedar, it's one of the worst, customer service out there. I've always thought before Riverside closed down, I always thought, man, their customer service was great, right?
mhm,
All the way from the people and the cashiers, the
yep,
marshals out there to the starter. And I think
yep,
that's a huge thing, right? And and then you know what? One of the other courses out there that's always had questions lately is Olympia Hills. And I think the thing
yeah.
is too that it's been horrible in regards to the greens because that is such a tough. It's already a tough course to begin with.
Yeah, but I think a lot of that comes back to they don't help themselves with their customer service. Their customer service is horrible at Olympia, and I mean, unless there's something going on there where I'm supporting something, some function or whatever, we need a player for FOREBROS or something. I'm really not playing that course just because of the interaction. I know you've probably seen it behind the scenes, but there's just there the customer service is just horrible, and it's always kind of slow. I never see any marshals out there, and it's just like, dude, what is going on out here? They market it as this like premier place to go play, and which I've seen it. It's been like that in the past, again, but customer service to me is more important or as important as the course conditions, because like I said, if your customer service is good and you got a cart person out there, or you got marshals out there keeping the pace of play and everything, that goes a long way, rather than being annoyed at the green conditions or the course conditions and then having to play slow because there's nobody out there keeping pace and everything. So
No, you're right, and you bring up some valid points. I think like when the course it maybe isn't up to par, but you do all those little things. You do B, C, and D, right? You do those little things to get things moving, to maybe improve that pace of play, and to maybe help with that experience, right? So right here, Jeremiah Sierra, you can't ask if course is in good shape. People get hurt and courses get hurt. You can't. It's too many. There's too many keyboard cowboys out there, right?
yeah,
Uh, there you go, Jeremiah Sierra, Alamo Cole going to come after y'all. They're out there,
I
man.
had to create different profiles.
Uh, hey, the Pokemon master right there,
uh,
right here in Jordan, or Marshall's out there passing out tequila and bourbon.
I still
Yeah,
taste that.
no, I can't. I took one shot and I was feeling bad, right? And everybody's giving me shit about only taking one shot. I mean, I played horrible. Like I played horrible. I lost $50 to Saul. Man, like it was
That was
horrible.
a bad day.
No, and I lost $10 to you and Charlie. So right
But
here, Mike Ayala, how's Northern Hills? Haven't been there in years. Now, Northern Hills is probably the gem right now of the Alamo City Golf Trail. And I know one thing, we've asked is how come they look a lot different than other places? And it's because, you know what, they do. They have a different water system
yeah,
than than the other Alamo City Golf Trails.
yeah,
And
wasn't that a private course that the city bought at one point, or
well,
it was a
it was an HOA course. It was
oh
an
yeah,
HOA
yeah,
course that was going under, and I remember playing it right before Alamo bought them, and it was one of those $12 hot deals
yeah.
on Golf Now.
Oh wow.
And again, you know what? They've done a great job out there of taking care of that place. Those greens have been are true. They're green. They're in great shape. And Northern Hills is probably the gem right now of the Alamo City Golf Trail right here.
I think there
Um,
and Brack's come back a long ways too.
it's come along. It's come a long ways, and I hope it keeps.
Yeah,
I hope it keeps going in that direction because damn, it's the oldest Texas public golf course in Texas.
yeah.
The ghost of golf lived there. It's in the heart of the city, right here. My dog, Jeff Beecroft, spent 86 plus tax to play Brack a few weeks ago on a Sunday, and spent $58 to play Corey this past Sunday. It was night and day. But I'm the asshole for playing in poo poo Brack, right?
Yeah.
Right. And the thing is, and this has been that was always one of my biggest beefs, is that this is Brack. This is Brackenridge. It's supposed to be the gem of the freaking state. Like,
Yeah.
how can you can't not have this course in bad shape? But again, everybody's gonna go back. The quality, the traction that the course is getting, the play, the carts,
The weather.
the weather, and I'm just like, you know what? How can the Bandit do it?
Yep.
How can Foresight
Exactly.
Golf do it? How can Buckhorn do it? How can Canyon Springs do it? How can all these other courses do it?
Yeah. But I mean, according to their last town hall, and I think you guys had them guys on as well, they are a what's the term that they had? Because I remember to remember it.
Non-profit.
No, they're a budget, like a budget alternative to resort style courses or whatever around San Antonio, which is okay if you're gonna say, hey, this is budget friendly courses to play. I got it. But if you're trying to say you can compete with all the other courses around the town, that's a different thing, because you're charging almost the same as Alsatian. They're a little, I mean, Brack. If you're playing Brack, you kind of almost got to get the Alamo Trail card, because $86 to play there is just kind of ridiculous. But and and anyone who lives in San Antonio, you probably got that Elmo Trail card for $59. It's kind of like the CVS card. You need the CVS to shop at CVS, otherwise you're paying like twice as much than
Hey,
normally.
you get the M&Ms two for
Yeah,
$3. All right.
yeah, exactly. But it's just like, you know, I don't know. It's hard. They make excuses, but there's all these other courses around the town that ain't having those same problems, and they're not making excuses. So it's just like, I don't understand it. And maybe
Well,
it's a marketing thing too. I don't know. Maybe it's how they're reaching the public, and how they're, you know, talking about what's going on and why it's going on. Because it doesn't seem like there's ever any responsibility for why something happened. It's always one reason
well,
or another.
and I think that at this current time, I think it's hard to judge a course right now, especially because
Oh yeah, right now.
it's not growing season, right?
Yeah.
Right here, uh, Corey service rocks, man. They do, and it
Uh-huh.
starts from their backdrop all the way into their restaurant, into their their pro shop. Great service right here. Okay, Paul Sharp right here. Fort Sam definitely has excellent customer service down to a science, and they do. And again, it's not the best kept course right now. And like I said, they're going through something in regards to their greens right now. But it seems like Robert and Brandon always want to make it right.
Yeah, and
And,
that's the thing. You look at it, that's a military course. They don't have to have that great customer service, because they're going to get their general population is military people that are going to be there, but they go above and beyond. Whereas you have city courses or courses around that don't have that customer service, and it's just like, it just makes it that that much harder to be, you know, impressed with the course or whatever, if you're not doing that above and beyond stuff that courses like Robert and Brandon are doing at Fort Sam, and even out of at Randolph.
well, I think at Alice Station too.
Oh yeah,
I think the
Outstation.
people out at Alice Station, I think they do something very similar. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying, and maybe these courses have to, because they don't do the rounds like the Alamo City Golf Trail, and they have to do some of the little extra things. It's kind of like, hey, why does your why
Well,
you
you
know
didn't
why did
have to back in the day. You didn't have to do that stuff. That was just what was expected when you go to a golf course.
I
Like, that was
I am in
that's
total
the treatment.
agreement. I'm in
Yeah.
total agreement. We say old school, but
Yeah.
now like these old school things are things that are taken for granted, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so right here we got the supers. Got to have a talented super. I think so, and I think in this day and age, you have a rock star super, your course is going to be in a better shape, in a better position than others. Jeremiah Sierra right here. If a course would be transparent and offer a great deal because of conditions and treat you right, it's a recipe for success. It is, but and again, so I had somebody text me today that you had these courses, and military style courses were kind of like the courses to where somebody, a private or somebody, who was on duty, whatever, was learning the game and could learn at an affordable rate. Well, it's like nowadays, and now what's currently going on in the state of golf, like it costs just as much to learn and to play as it does, like to learn and to play. Like there's no price break. You know what? And a lot of times these golfers are getting kind of priced out of maybe falling in love with this game like the way we did, right? And you know what? My fear is that Alamo City is charging $22 for San Pedro. They're making the new 9, and they're calling it the teddy bear
Oh,
out
it's
at out at
14 or $16 to hit a large bucket of balls too. It's like, come on,
exactly, right. And
balls that
so
are 2 years old.
they're calling it the teddy bear, the new 9-hole course that they're making out of Riverside. They're calling it the teddy bear because that's where Teddy Roosevelt and the Texas Rangers, they trained years back, whatever, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is a way to call it, the same thing as like the Cradle, East River 9. They're trying to give it the GOAT. They're trying to give it like these catchy names so we can justify putting this price tag on there, right? And I asked the GM out at San Pedro, and I said, bro, really? I said $22 to play like a par 3 course. And he goes, man, I think we can get 25. And I said, I'm sure y'all are going to freaking put it at 25. Yeah. Like I'm sure y'all are. And it's just like, are they trying to just be catchy? Is that ultimately where they're trying to go so they can compete with, some of these 9-hole courses that everybody else is doing all across, the United States?
Yeah, I don't know. That's another one. It's just hard for me to go out there. I don't even honestly like to go and hit balls down there because unless you're getting there right when they open up the range when it's on grass, there's no grass ever. The balls are kind of old, outdated, and it's just, I mean, $14, $16 for a large bucket of balls. I'm just like, what?
That's
Good deal.
why I collect my own balls and I donate them when I go to the first tee.
There
Hey,
you go.
I'm conscientious, man, and I like to give back. I like to give back to the kids right there. I like to give
Yeah.
back.
But yeah, it is. I mean, it is expensive, man. I couldn't definitely not afford this growing up as a kid, trying to learn how to play golf and everything. I mean, just to practice now, it's almost as much as it is to play.
I agree with you, Jeff. Right there, the truth hurts, and it does hurt. It does hurt. Uh, sometimes we say, in regards to customer service, you treat somebody right one time, they're going to continually come back,
Yep.
and then they're going to bring a friend, right, and then they'll keep coming back, and they'll feel welcome right here. I got Jesse Martinez right here, right there. Everyone and their mother plays golf nowadays. The courses have been feasting since COVID, and most don't want to give up much at all because they don't have to, and it sucks, and it does suck, and I think ultimately it's going to break. It is going to break, and I just hope that I will be in a better position for when it does break, and because I love this game, and I think it's done a lot for me, and it kind of allows me to still cut the mustard, to still compete out there, and I do hate where it's going. Everything's going up. Equipment's going up, everything's going up. Uh, your swag golf prices are going up. Everything, your Pokemon cards are still they're
Yeah.
still reasonable. Your Pokemon cards are still
Yeah, it's
reasonable.
buyer's market right now.
It's not a seller's. It's not a
Nobody's
seller.
getting no more COVID money. So
Yeah, and that's true, and so I'm hoping to see that things will hold tight for a little bit, and I think that's what being with a group and or association is kind of at like a premium to help you in these times right now, because you can get better tee times, you can get breaks. And one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I'm a former member of the Golf Fellowship, and I've played on the Cookie Tour, for the Alamo City Tour, and I just don't understand how people can get feed to death. Like can get
yeah,
feed to death. I cannot. I have a hard time understanding that, because courses are they're already feeing us, right? I mean, they're already feeing us, and or charging us. You have the Am Tour out there where people play for Visa gift cards, and then you have, like I said, the Cookie Tour was playing. You play for gift cards back to the Alamo City. Like, I mean, I don't know if you want to win $80 back to so you can go buy a $16 bucket of balls, or you can buy a sandwich with it. That's really what I did. I use it for food and for beer, but I'm just trying to figure out like why golfers and how come golfers are just assuming that getting feed out to death is just part of this game.
yeah, I don't understand either. Because when I look at golf and I look at getting a group of people together to golf, I'm not doing it to benefit from it. I'm doing it for, camaraderie, get my buddies out, let's go golf, let's play, putting whatever we're playing for in a pot, and we're dishing it all out. You know, if we're gonna keep something that's gonna go towards, this final outing or whatever, but all that money is gonna go back to the people who are playing, and just to see some of the groups, some of the tours, some of the, the different, tours that are around there. And 'cause I'm a member on all those pages and everything for, research purposes. But like just to see, they'll have 5, 6 flights and there's 20, 30 people in a flight and they got these great numbers and everything. And then you see they pay out like $300 per flight. And it's just like what is really going on with all this
Hey
stuff?
man, there's some livelihoods out there, right? People got to eat.
Yeah, I don't
People
know.
people got to eat, man.
But I think it's just a state of mind on, what are you doing it for, and what are you trying to accomplish by it? And I don't know. I mean, I know playing with FOREBROS and being involved with that, it's about the members and everything. We're not trying to take nothing from no one or hide anything or try to hide fees somewhere built into tee times and buy-ins and everything. We're real transparent in all that, where all the money goes and all that stuff. But yeah, I see the fees things, and sometimes for some of the groups around town, you got to pay like a annual membership fee just to be able to play with them, and
Just
then
to
if you
sign up.
just to sign up, and then it's like, wait, what? I don't know.
Yeah, no, and it just and that's kind of, and I think that's something kind of you learn, right? You learn as you've seen this, that, or the other, right? You've kind of you've learned and you've been schooled, right? You've been schooled and you've kind of seen what's out there. You've been to the donkey show. You've seen what's out. You've seen what's out there. You see what's underneath, right? And I think it's kind of shapes kind of where we're at right here. All right. So let's kind of turn the page a little bit here. It's a great week for sports, a great week for golf. We have the Phoenix Open out there in Phoenix, Arizona, out at the Waste Management. You have Live out there at Las Vegas Country Club, and then we have Super Bowl out there in Vegas. Dude. So like, man, out there on the West Coast, it's a hot freaking time, dude. It's a hot freaking time to be out there in that West Coast desert area.
Yeah, and honestly, like, one of the more accomplishable bucket list things for me is like, one of these years I want to go get a couple buddies, go out to Phoenix the week of the Waste Management, because it just looks like so much fun out there. I've never heard anyone say that they didn't have a good time out there. And man, when I was looking forward to watching it all day today. They had a little bit of a weather delay and everything, but
no, I kept checking back, and it kept saying your event is ended, or whatever. I kept going back under weather delay, and I kept checking it out. And I think the thing is, don't get me wrong, Mike, and you love your Mexicanas too. I mean, as do I. I think the sevens here in San Antonio are like way different than the sevens that are out there in Vegas and Phoenix.
Oh, in Vegas, oh yeah.
I just think it's just the sevens are just slightly different. I think the sevens are over there are like legit sevens, and here they might just be sietes. I don't know if that's what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if my wife's watching. I don't know if I can talk about that.
But that's all I'm saying. It's a great sports week, and I mean, have you ever been to Las Vegas during like a huge sports weekend? Because I'm going to tell you, I think about the closest thing I've come to in Vegas was we were there one year for March Madness, and it was amazing. Like we want to go back. I think I've been there twice for March Madness, and it's just we want more. We want more of it.
March Madness, that opening weekend, and even the second weekend is pretty good. And then like the first weekend of the wild card playoffs in NFL, another great one where just Vegas is just going crazy. But I couldn't even imagine, with and probably they don't get a lot of stuff for the Live, but the Live and the Super Bowl there, it's just like, I mean, it's got to be insane right now.
It's got to be insane, and it's got to help, man. CW keeps saying how horrible those Live ratings are. And God bless, man. I think I'm waiting just to see some numbers just increase right here. Okay. Yes, Paul Sharp, March Madness during St. Patty's Day is unreal. Oh, yes. We've been out there for both at the same time. Damn. And Fremont, God bless, man. It's
that's
amazing.
My favorite part.
Oh my gosh. Yes, dude. Yes, you can see a nun with Paisleys out there, hey, asking for tips out there at 2-3 in the morning, right? It's amazing. And right here, we got Jeff. We got some couple of great comments right here. Alamo City Golf does not give breaks to associations. This is very true. But Jeff, just in case you're wondering, they do give a break to their little buddies, the Cookie Tour, because they're their partners. All right. Nor military discounts unless you buy a level 2 membership. Never heard of a stipulation to get military discounts. So it's all about the money. And Jeff, it's weird, right? This is Military City, USA. This is Military USA, and you have those veterans out there, and those retired military out there that they do want their they want their discounts, right? They want their discounts. But at times, we make it so hard. We make it so hard here in San Antonio, to get our guys a military discount.
Right here. What is interesting too about that too is, if you'll notice, when they had the the Heroes Tour or whatever, those those foundations, those charity foundations that would be out at Al Station or Silverhorn or wherever, you'd never see them on the Alamo Golf Trail courses. And I don't know what the reasoning is, but you just don't see any military, really a whole lot of military support on the Alamo Golf Trail courses, and
No,
I'm really not sure why.
now tell me, Mike. I mean, I guess one of the things I'm about to ask you right here is just because I've seen some people that were in so much that maybe they're not as proud of their time or their service or their duty. What is it about in regards to maybe some people that kind of shy away from saying, "Hey, I am a vet. I am retired military."
Oh, I don't think it's that they're ashamed or they shy away from it, but it's just that a lot of people are very humble people that were in the military. They're not looking for, you know, somebody to say, "Oh, thank you for your service" or whatever. It's not really like we didn't necessarily do it to look for somebody to say thank you. We did it because we thought that that was right, at least from my point of view. Like I don't, if you didn't know that I was in the military or whatever, I don't go out and tell people that I was in the military for however long or things like that. But I but to not see the like the participation of military event stuff is kind of eye opening on what's kind of really going on with that, because you see it at Al Station, you see it at Silverhorn, Olympia Hills, even Ballard Creek, these other courses that aren't city courses, and you don't see it at the city course, and it's like I don't understand it.
Yeah, and but the thing is, I've also seen people in leadership that are, retired military and vets that they are only a veteran when it's
Convenient.
beneficial, yeah,
Yeah.
and convenient, and
Yep.
I mean, I'm not. My dad, retired Marine. My
Yep.
dad always says it was his duty.
Yep.
It was his duty. But shoot, hey, he wants that 20% off at Denny's.
Oh
Like,
yeah,
don't get me wrong. Hey, he
I hear
wants
you.
that. He wants that. He wants that veteran discount
Hey,
for his tea time
don't
for
think
sure.
I don't want to. Every time I go to Specs, I'd like that 5% to get me off. But I mean, I don't know. You're always gonna have different opinions on it and everything. Um, yeah, that's kind of how I feel on it.
Right here, you have also my dude Beecroft. I'm a vet, as you know, not afraid to pay for good golf. No, that's a hard definite, Jeff. I know
Or
that.
good bourbon. He
And
he has good bourbon too.
I think I don't know, man. I think he's singed his taste buds. I think he has no taste buds no more from how much bourbon that he's had right here.
He likes barrel proof stuff.
Oh, right here. The loyalty of FOREBROS Tour makes my decision of giving the group the entire course for their outings. Plus, Mike plays 5-hour rounds. Jeremiah Sierra and Any Thought is Brad Ishins. Thank you for your loyalty. Hey, man, there you go. Jeff Beecroft, bro, love that Marine. Tell him I got another bottle for him. Oh man, hey, don't tell. I'm not gonna sell my dad anything, Jeff. All right, that guy, he says, hey, where's that dude with the white pants, mijo? Where's that dude
I
with the
remember at
pistol?
Hyatt.
He goes, yeah. He's like, hey, where's that dude with the white pants?
He looked like he was an F1 race driver or something when he showed up in that vest and everything, them glasses.
Oh, hey, he plays fast. He plays fast and furious, just like that. That's for damn sure. All right, Mike. One of the last things right here, Mike. What do you think is going to maybe be one of the tipping points to kind of change and get maybe more people on that live side or maybe on that live bandwagon? What do you think it's going to do? What do you think it's going to take for finally people to kind of give it a shot, give it a chance?
I don't know, man. That's a good question, because I feel like people are so dug in on either one side or the other, and it is kind of funny to see Rory kind of turn back some of his comments on what he had. But there's still a few out there like Justin Thomas and them that are like, I think I seen Scheffler or one of them say, oh no, they shouldn't be coming back without any penalty or giving back to the tour or something. But we're kind of in a transition period in the PGA or in golf where you have a lot of the named people for the last 10 15 years that are playing on live tour that are a lot of them are still good, some of them are older, but there's still those big names that draw the crowds. And then you look at some of the PGA events and it's like I maybe know one or two of the guys that are on the top on the leaderboard, and it's like, where are we kind of going with this? So I mean, I don't know how they bridge it back together, because there's always going to be that, hey, this is a Saudi backed league. They took their money and that's all they cared about. And then now all the money the Saudis are giving the PGA, but nobody wants to think about that. It's still the live kind of against the PGA. And I don't know how we kind of come back. I just like golf,
I
so
do.
I watch
I
both
do.
of them, and I'm a little
I,
controversial anyway. So I like those Brooks Koepka and Bryson
yeah,
DeChambeau's
and
and
I do, and I
Hills.
do, and I do. But I think that's what's missing from the PGA. They need their bad guys.
Yeah,
Like everybody. I mean, what do they always say? Good guys finish last, right? And you know what? Like, there's gotta be some yin and yang. There has to be. And right here, great point, Jeff. Live is like waste management, 16th hole. Got to give it a
exactly.
chance. Got to
Give
give
it
it a
a chance.
chance,
I
baby.
mean,
Got to give it a chance.
I love
All
it.
right. Oh no, I do. I love it all, man. I do love it all, and I am a lover of golf, and I think Rory brought up some valid points because hey, man, he knows Rom is a top dog, and he knows he's gonna need him. He's gonna need him out there at Bethpage for the next Ryder Cup,
Oh yeah,
and
for
so
sure.
he wants to make sure that it's on record that he's clear that hey, we need this dude.
Yeah,
Can't do it without him. He's a big swinging dick. We need him
yeah,
out there, and I do love that Rory is being honest because you know what? Jay made him look bad. Jay made
yeah.
him look freaking bad. He made all those dudes look bad.
And the thing is all of the knock on, all the harsh criticisms and everything all came from PGA guys towards the live guys. You didn't see a lot of that back and forth from the live guys towards the PGA,
Friendships
after they
were
left.
burned, man.
Oh
Friendships were
yeah.
burned.
But they kind of tried to take, and maybe they had to, maybe something was in their contract where they had to take a high road and they couldn't really go back and forth. And there's a little bit, but just the nonstop bickering from like Rory and Justin Thomas just kind of threw me for a loop. I was like, bro, I don't even like watching you guys no more, because just how you handled the whole situation. But hopefully they can come back. I watched both events today. It was great.
Oh no, man, it's great. More golf. I think is we're in a win-win situation.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Thank y'all so much for tuning into the show. That's my boy, Mr. Swag himself, Mike Ostman, right there. Make sure, guys, you continue to follow me on Nothing is OB South Texas Golf Podcast. Hit me up on Instagram, Facebook. Mike, you got any last parting words?
No. Appreciate y'all. I'll be on
Hey,
next time.
hey. All right. That's Mike Ostman, guys. Hey, thank you so much for your continued support. Please make sure hit up any of my sponsors. That's how you're able to show me that you appreciate the show. You appreciate what I'm doing. Make sure you hit up my boy, Brad Ishins with Metal Stacks. Hit up FOREBROS on Unknown Golf, Facebook. Remember, in the game of life, nothing is OB.